is these teams that have been able to mobilize this part of Nyandarua to the extent that we haven't finished the census, but the statistics that have been shared with us are showing that as of last night, the exercise was 80% successful. And as of tonight, because of the remobilization and reorganization, the exercise now is moving up by the end of the day to over 90%. So we really are sure that we'll meet our target of 100%. We are also observing the openness with which the community has received the census exercise, and it's telling us that the sensitization was effective. People understand the need for census data collection. A very interesting query that you asked. When the enumerators come, they'll ask you, what do you cook with? What do you cook with? And you see, it's very interesting. What you cook with has a very interesting impact on the Kenyan economy. What you cook with will tell us whether there's a risk of deforestation here in Nyandarua. Because if I'm cooking with firewood and charcoal, and somebody must be cutting that firewood somewhere, never mind government policy of not cutting firewood. But it also connotes that the socio-economic profile of that person has some challenges. In that if you have a higher affordability, then surely you can afford a bit of gas and electricity. So these are the kind of things we are seeing. But generally we are encouraged with the kind of census data that is coming in, even before analysis, as we walk around and observe. The Kenya we are seeing today is not the Kenya of 10 years ago. Yeah, where you can come to Gishagi like this and find a beautiful homestead like this. I didn't grow up in a place like this. So we are encouraged that Kenya is developing. We are encouraged that the consistent investment by government has some real impact. You may want to hear a few words from my colleague PS.
It has already been counted. It's always interesting to hear what the enumerators are looking for this time around. One of the things that I was mentioning earlier on is that if you are only 10 years old during the last census, you can't remember it that well. Now you are a young adult. This is the time to have your statistics taken so that we know what kind of services as government we're going to produce. I was just looking outside here. I see this pole, this electricity pole looks fairly new. It means that somebody has been connected to power here recently. So again, one of the questions that's there is, what is your primary source of lighting? So we will know what it is, what is lighting your house, what kind of appliances do you have, because the question they have. One of the other interesting thing that is there is internet connection. Yeah, I've used the device recently. I know most of us use M-Pesa, almost every day. But what else are you using? I think these are very interesting questions, and they're important questions, not only for government to provide information, but also for private sector and for entrepreneurs to know where the opportunities are when finally all this data comes through. People will have a look at it, which is more up-to-date data. So, of course, we're very encouraged, and would like to commend the county commissioner and his team for the work that they've been doing.
From the word go was that in the eventuality that you not have been enumerated, by the end of the exercise, you're supposed to report to the area assistant chief or the chief, and then the right action will be taken. But I would also want to commend the Nyandarua population, because we have seen a very good response. So far, we're going very well, and we hope even the remaining bit will be done by tomorrow, as the PS has already indicated. Well, there have been a few challenges, but we've been able to overcome all the challenges. Some of them are beyond human control, things like rain. We know that the enumerators are supposed to be moving from one household to another. And even with an umbrella, with a gumboot, there is an extent to which you can manage the rain. And they have actually been able to do that. Then the other challenges, like there are some areas which are quite fast. And the determination of the enumeration area is actually based on the population. And they have to use transport, but they have been able to do that. So there have also been a few cases here and there of maybe a household does not understand why we are doing census. But the good thing is that with the intervention of the village elder together with the area assistant chief and other administrators, they have all been resolved. We have also had a few cases where, like in Gorika, we had flower farms. So during the day, most of the population is actually doing the work in the flower farms. Then in the night, some of them have gone to the local areas, and but we have managed to discuss with them, and enumeration is going on very well. So there are challenges, yes, but we have been able to overcome them.